Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Hajim Zir here, back with another quick movie review. Um, this is House Party 4, and I don't know how to phrase this because a lot of people said this movie was a tad bit lame, or this, that, and the other. I'm very moderate with it. I'm first gonna, I'm gonna start with the story of what it's about, and I'm gonna get to the bad stuff about the movie, and then the good stuff. So, pretty much, this is really, it went back to the high school roots a little bit, but from the first movie, but they kind of changed it up a little bit where, the main character who is Jon Jon, he plays hooky, and he pretty much gets him and his friends, to do this this whole house party thing, and he's fictionally doing what every kid wish they can do in high school to get away with something and just go out with a bang and do it. So it has a lot of like early 2000 comedy in it. It has, of course, the stereotypical gay stuff in there with the airline that his uncle goes on, and they take pot shots at fat people and this, that, and the other. So pretty much that's what the movie is really about. Classic, boy band. A little bit of a mix from the last movie and then into the early 2000s because Marques Houston's part of B2K, and even on one of the music videos are all there, but the whole cast, or the whole group isn't in the movie, like Omarion and all them. But the only two cast members who return from the original three is Marques Houston himself and this dude over here with the red hoodie, even though they play completely two different characters. And, the bad thing to me is that they only slap House Party 4 on this with no connection with the other movies just to sell the movie. And personally, I don't like that. I even stated that before with horror movies of why I really don't like when sequels do that, because that's what makes them tank. They really do not connect with the original movie at all, or the original whatever. This is completely own different thing. And if you're going to do that, at least at the end of the movie, tie it in. The recent Glass movie that came out, that's how that movie was made, because Split had that final credit scene that it's in the same universe as Unbreakable. So yeah, and of course Fast and the Furious, but we'll talk about that as well later. Pretty much that was the story. So the bad things that I liked, how number one, the movie was under budget. You can definitely tell by the bootleg screen graphics and a little bit of the pacing at moments too. And of course, how they couldn't use certain name brand things because it was low budget. And what pretty much gave it away was when it's a scene where he sends out an email, and the email, number one, looks so fake. And then it's like an instant message. And at the same time, it looks like it was done in clip art. Even at the bottom where it has the start button, they put begin on it. And I was like, you could have gotten away with doing start. You could have done something to make that a little bit better. But I'm just nitpicky about that. And there were some other things as well. That it looked a tad bit low budget. Most of the movie, well, actually, yeah, that's what made it low budget. They only had one major location, which was the characters, the uncle's house. Of course, I had other scenes where they cut away, like at the airport and in the airplane, but I think that was low budget too, of course. But you do what what you're made with, and some of the characters are really one-dimensional. I can give credit when there was a scene where Jon Jon was with his girlfriend, and he pretty much told her the truth, what we're going to do. I think they were trying to make a somewhat bubbly teen romance connection, and it fell flat. But, dude, he did kind of speak some truth. He's like, either two things are going to happen. We're either going to take off our group and do this, or we're going to separate and never see each other again, because you're talking about, going to see stuff all over the world, and you're going to be gone all the time. So, yeah, we're not going to see each other again, or I might find another chick. So, that's the one real thing I saw in the movie, but everything else is pretty much one-dimensional. The pro of this movie is that it was heavily influenced by Ferris Bueller. Ferris Bueller, of course, the first House Party, and it was another movie that Marques Houston said behind the scenes, as well as the director. And it was funny because I saw Ferris Bueller when I was younger before I saw this movie. Or I think I did. Yeah, actually I did. Yeah, I think I saw Ferris Bueller multiple times. And of course it was an R-rated, I think it was an R-rated movie, but there's not that much R-rated stuff in House Party 4. All the other ones it was more of the language and a little bit of the nudity, but it wasn't full on nude scenes, but it was more of the language. Actually, the first one did have a nude scene where the guy was watching when Kid was watching the dude have sex with the woman through the thing, and you see like a flash of her tit or something like that. But you know, the other two movies after that didn't have anything major, which is more about language. But I think this movie was rated R. I can't really remember. It probably isn't. You know, two other actors and actresses I forgot to mention. Oh wait, I didn't even go get to the cast yet. My bad. So who's in this movie? It's of course Marques Houston, from B2K, and of course from the House Party 3 as Immatured, and the dude in the red hoodie, he was in that. Meagan Good's in this. Who else? Kim Whitley, and the other two that are on the top of my head, I can't remember their names, but you've seen their work. The guy that was in the Parkers, that Monique's character had a crush on, he's Jon Jon's dad. If you guys seen the Kenan and Kel show, I think the girl Kenan was dating is in this movie as Jon Jon's sister. I think it's Kim Wheatley, who was also in Next Friday as Craig's aunt, is in this as well. I can't remember but the other chick, Jon Jon's sister, but you know, of course I recognize them. And then looking at them behind the scenes, of course, what helped them to get on the movie is that they were doing, you know, the shows for Nickelodeon. Meagan Good was on Cousin Skeeter at the time, and then of course the other chick on the Kenan and Kel show. So when she said that, I was like, oh yeah, that was reminiscent back to my childhood, you know. And I think even before that, before Cousin Skeeter, Meagan Good was on Eve's Bayou, which really had launched her completely, even though she was on Friday. But I think Eve's Bayou was that movie that really put her in the spotlight, because, you know, it's Samuel L. Jackson in it, and Lynn Winfield from what was that movie with Martin? Dang, I can't remember the name of that movie she did with Martin. That another movie that stood out with her in it. But you know, this, I don't know how to really, you know, rate this movie, because I try to see the good in films, and I don't want to say movies completely shit, because I gotta understand the thought process. It is a money grab thing 9 times out of 10, but at least some of the themes that are written in there, it could have been expanded on. They just failed at it. And even when I get to Mortal Kombat Annihilation, which is like, you know, the whole devil of video game movies, even I can see some clearness in their faults. But that's pretty much all I have to say, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.